We're coming your way from the south side of Chicago, where today the Pirates conclude their 9-game road trip, the finale of a brief 2-game interleague series with the Pale Hose. Nice win for Pirates fans and the Buccos last night, 10-6. The final as the Pirates collected 16 hits. Greg Brown along with Bob Walk and Robbie Ince-Mikowski. And Bob, no surprise that right in the middle of the offense, there's Corey Dickerson again. His 10th career 4-hit game, his first as a Pirate. He just keeps on going.
It doesn't seem to matter, what area we're talking about, too. He's doing it all over the place. Last night, a big night on offense, but, these highlights could come from almost any game we've played this year. He's always in the middle of everything out there, and dropping in 4 hits in last night's ball game. Awfully big. It was a night that we needed a whole bunch of runs, and I think he felt a little responsible for us falling behind early. He lost that ball in the lights.
Check out our Barrel League leader stats in terms of where Dickerson is these days. Tied for 3rd and hitting, he's tied for 5th with 26 RBIs. He's all over the offensive charts.
I know I'm a little old-fashioned, but I love that line drive percentage up there first in that. 35% of the balls off his bat line drives. That's fantastic.
Fantastic, too, for Tyler Glasnow and the Pirates bullpen. Glasnow got his first win of the season. Went 2 1/3 scoreless. Big win for the Buccos. We'll talk more about the pen from Chicago coming up next. Sox Pirates interleague series. Bucks winning last night, and after being swept in DC, much better for the Pirates in Milwaukee and here last night. And the bullpen has been so much a part of the Pirates' success early going this season.
Absolutely, and Greg, if you're going to have games like last night, which do happen now and then, the starter doesn't do the job. You got to have the pen come in and throw some zeros up. Let your offense regroup and give you a shot at it. Bullpen did fantastic in last night, and if you look, since the middle of April, they've been about as good as you could hope for, and mid-2 ERA.
Well, a starter the Pirates have relied upon going back to his rookie season last year, Trevor Williams. He's been outstanding. You look at the numbers, 9th best ERA in the National League, and opponent's batting average against last 30 starts, Going back to last year, interleague numbers all really good for Trevor Williams.
Yeah, he doesn't give up many home runs. I mean, everything he does is exactly what you're looking for, from that starter. It's very consistent. You're not going into the ball game thinking, wow, we got to, have our bullpen guys really ready and ready to go. I mean, he's been surprising, but now, for me anyway, he set the bar so high. I have big expectations every time he takes the hill. Like, hey, we're going to win this game no matter what. Trevor's out there.
Yeah, that's today as he gets ready in the bullpen. We're getting ready. We'll have the first pitch shortly, but first we go back to Pittsburgh, the studio, and a game break with Rob King. Season, just 9 wins, 24 losses, and they are 3-14 here at home. While the Pirates, well, they especially like playing against, well, their own division and the opposite numbers for them in the American League. The American League Central Division, the Pirates are 7-2. Take a look. There was a little bit of rain earlier today, but hopefully we'll be in the clear for the rest of this afternoon. Pirates head home. Today we check out the RAV4 starting lineup. It's Adam Frazier leading off. He's in left field. Gregory Polanco is in right with Starling Marte in center. Josh Bell at first. Corey Dickerson jammed his knee last night. Attempted steal, but he's fine. Just gonna DH today. Elias Diaz will catch. Colin Moran is at third, so Sean Rodriguez now into second base with Jordy Mercer at short. A little bit different looking lineup last night. Reynaldo Lopez.
A very hard thrower, averages right around 95. He get it up there obviously into the upper 90s on a good day. Relies a lot on a changeup. and not a lot of command of anything. So got to be patient. He's tough to center up because of that good stuff. See if we can get some hitters counts, get some base on balls.
Check out the Honda defense behind him. And you can see it's Adam Engel in center, Nicky Delmonico in left, Daniel Polka is the right fielder. On the left side of the infield, Sanchez and Anderson. On the right side, Garcia and Davidson. And there is Daniel Polka in right field. Catching is Wellington Castillo, who had 2 home runs last night, and a strike is called. We are underway. There is the veteran backstop. Frazier left out of the hit parade last night, but did draw a walk and scored a run. 0 for 4 in the game, as the Pirates, we said moments ago, collected 16 hits and bounced back from a 4-0 first inning deficit. Tied the game in the second. Fell behind again, but it's when the bullpen shut the door. This pop-up should be easy for Tim Anderson. There's Trevor Williams getting ready, at least in his mind. He's already warmed up in the bullpen. Doesn't have to worry about hitting. Not in this ballpark anyway.
Sitting there taking a nice deep breath, anxious, I'm sure, to get out on that mound. Always thought, you know, sitting there like he is, Greg, is kind of like a win-win situation. You want to get out there, so if it's a short 1, 2, 3 inning, you get your wish. But then if you have to sit there for a while, you're probably going to pitch with a lead.
Yeah.
So either way, it worked out.
There's a pop-up. This time the third baseman on the shift. Now the shortstop Anderson again. Yolmer Sanchez drifted over, but it's a routine pop-up to Tim Anderson. Second time the Pirates have seen Reynaldo Lopez. He was on the mound as a member of the Washington Nationals a couple years ago in September, as the Nats were in Pittsburgh, and he pitched in relief of Joe Ross, and ended up earning the win. That was the night that the Nats clinched the National League East. 2016. Strike is called on Marte. 3 hits last night for Marte to lift his average to .291. Low 2 count. Lopez, along with last night's starter Lucas Giolito and another pitcher down in the minor leagues, came over in the Adam Eaton deal from the Nats. Dane Dunning pitching to Double-A Birmingham. That's why they're so encouraged about the moves that have been made. It's been a tough go in the big leagues, but they think in the next couple of years these pitchers like Lopez and Giolito, and not too far away Dunning, going to blossom. Dunning down in the Southern League, Birmingham, 42 innings, 8 walks, 46 strikeouts, ERA under 3. Lopez making his 7th start, his ERA .243. Struck him out looking. 1, 2, 3, couple of pop-ups and a strikeout for Reynaldo Lopez. numbers, including that earned run average, 8th lowest in the league. The lineup for Rick Renteria. Renteria, one-time first-round pick of the Pirates. Looks like this. Leori Garcia will lead off. Then it's Yolmer Sanchez and Jose Abreu. Abreu will DH today. Nicky Delmonico in left. Wellington Castillo, 2 home runs in last night's ball game. Daniel Polka, Matt Davidson, Tim Anderson, Adam Engel.
There you see Trevor's numbers. We showed you a lot of his great numbers early on. He kind of quickly become one of our most stable guys out there. The league hitting less than 200 off of him.
First pitch swinging bounce to Sean Rodriguez. 1 pitch, 1 out. Sean Rod at second. Throwing on to Josh Bell. Check out the rest of the Pirates defense. On the infield, Jordy Mercer, Colin Moran on the left side. Adam Frazier out in left, starting Marte, Gregory Polanco, Elias Diaz catching Trevor Williams. Frazier makes his first start this season in left. Imagine the Pirates were crunching numbers in terms of whether it might be better to keep Frazier at second, where he seems to be actually improving defensively, and have Sean Rodriguez out in left. But again, they go through a lot of statistical information, a lot of numbers, and feel better with Sean Rod at second. Yolmer Sanchez 3 for 5 last night. And Corey Dickerson, that jammed knee last night. He stayed in the game.
A half of a day off today. Be hitting and hopefully running the bases, but that's it.
And tomorrow is a day off for the team. Popped up back behind home plate. Gets the count even on Yolmer Sanchez. He's hitting over 300. A 3-hit performance last night. Getting the start at third base. 6-game hitting streak going for him. Shot off of Moran. Sanchez is on with 1 out.
Sure is good at hitting the ball the other way fairly hard. This last night.
So a 1 out base runner for Jose Abreu.
I mean, you can see they have starting to acquire some pieces, getting in place to another year or two, make a run at this Central Division title.
They give Sanchez a hit. Abreu is batting .270 with 7 homers. Yeah, if you're Rick Renteria, the coaching staff, management, searching for some positives, you hear that a lot about this team. First of all, they run everything out, they hustle, try to play the game right, they address issues right away if mistakes are made fundamentally. They're very athletic. And the talent not too far away. A lot of them learning at the major league level. Question is going to be what they do with that guy, Jose Abreu. They signed him out of Cuba. Big free agent, signed in October of 2013. And what we're told is he's the mentor for a lot of these players, especially the handful of Cubans in the organization. None bigger than Yohan Moncada, who's currently on the disabled list with a hamstring issue.
Well, I imagine you know, he brings a lot to the table in a lot of different ways. This, you know, baseball side of it, mentoring the younger Latin players. They would love to keep him, but you know what that always comes down to is, can all the parties decide on a length of contract and a figure?
100 RBIs each of the previous 4 years. He is signed through next year. Now 31 years old. Jose Abreu went 2 for 4, drove in a pair of runs last night. A 2-1 count on him with Nicky Delmonico on deck. A 1-out single for Yolmer Sanchez. And 2-2 now. Plate umpire John Tempane. Mark Wegner is the first base umpire and crew chief. Ben May at second. Jim Reynolds at third. Two balls, 2 strikes. Attention to Sanchez, though he has just 3 steals in 4 attempts. The White Sox will run.
Really, not surprising. A lot of your younger teams, I mean, that's the first thing that they try to build, some kind of a younger team or a fast team. Push things on the bases, make use of that athleticism you were talking about.
Lead the American League second in baseball with 31 steals. A little over 81% success rate on the bases. Still 2-2 on Abreu. White Sox team that also does not walk much. Drawn just 92 free passes, the fewest in the league. And with that, they don't strike out a ton, so they've been also putting the ball in play. Two and two. And now full count. Three and two the count. Trevor Williams has walked his fair share, but he will not give in.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that, you know, right now he's not trying to throw just a strike. He's trying to throw a very edgy strike.
Runner goes, and it's still 3 and 2.
And that was down out of the strike zone, went with a slider. You would think what you were just talking about, the way these guys are aggressive, swinging a lot of things, don't take a lot of walks, that, you know, that might play into the hands a little bit.
Yeah.
A guy that's not going to give in, he's always going to try and make a pitcher's pitch. They should be having to hit those borderline pitches today. At that time.
Yep. First and second. Brings up Nicky Delmonico. Couple stakes on the table for Nicky Delmonico, who was 0 for 3 with a walk and a run scored last night. He has 6 RBIs. With that, you've got Delmonico at the plate and Wellington on deck. So it's kind of a beefy lineup.
We need to bet Bobby Wine's the coach. Good Bordeaux.
Yeah. Put your Bobby Wine over there. He's probably ended up doing some coaching here. He bounced around a lot, didn't he?
Mainly a Philly over the years.
Yeah. Two on, 1 out. Trevor Williams, opposition hitting 193 against him. Evens things up. Williams making start number 34 in his major league career as a rookie last season. Remember, he began the year in the bullpen. And when Jameson Taillon went on the disabled list after testicular cancer surgery, Williams inserted into the rotation. He's been there since. And bounce to Sean Rodriguez. 1, 2, double play. Well done, Trevor Williams, a scoreless first.
Is brought to you by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
Yeah, they're trying to get back to championship-style ball. Last World Championship for this long-storied franchise, and a guy who spent some time as a coach for Aziguien, Joey Cora, Pirates third base coach. Reynaldo Lopez, his second inning of work. Strike on Josh Bell, who was the DH last night and was 2 for 4 on base 3 times.
We were talking a little bit last night on the way home about how Bell seems to be getting a little more comfortable at the plate, making better contact. And that home run he hit in Milwaukee was absolute bullet.
Fold on that one. He's going to take a little walk, regroup.
The batting average starting to move up a little bit. The stat sheet can give you a little more confidence.
Lopez.
A hanging slider there, wasn't it?
Not sure what that was.
That should have been hit. Here it is again. Just a slider bell high down the middle.
Second strikeout, and now Corey Dickerson. Lopez striking out Marte, looking to end the first, and Bell swinging to start the second. Being the designated hitter, nothing new to Corey Dickerson after his 2 previous seasons playing in the American League with Tampa Bay. 55 games last year as a DH with the Rays. Started 87 games and left. He's currently tied for third in the National League at 333. 96 got past him. 0-2. And this is usually where Dickerson starts to hunker down.
Choke up a little bit. My guess is they're going to try and go upstairs with him here with those upper 90s fastballs. Not getting the chase. He will do that occasionally.
One ball, 2 strikes. Dickerson. You see that batting average with 2 strikes, 291. The major league average in these situations just a $170. He gets some wood on it, but
fastball up out of the strike zone high.
We'll bring up Elias Diaz with 2 outs and nobody on. Can I get a note to leave school now?
Sure, here, I'll write it up.
On tweet. Bucco fans of all ages on hand here. Elias Diaz cracks one towards center field, but Engel makes the catch. And it's 6 up, 6 down for Reynaldo Lopez. Trevor Williams last night hit a pair of home runs. 31-year-old veteran catcher Wellington Castillo hit 20 homers last year. And he now has 5 early going of 2018. Wellington Castillo, 7th career multi-homer game, 2nd of the season. Ivan Nova started last night. A couple of innings. Not a ton of luck his way early.
No, he didn't pitch well. There's no getting around that, but you can pick a couple of little things early in that game that maybe if they would have went a different way, like the fly ball that got lost in the lights, that sort of thing, that maybe he regroups real early in that game, only gives up maybe 1 or 2 runs, and it goes good 6 innings. But awfully hard to recover from a first inning where you throw over 50 pitches. That's nowadays that's half your
half your allotment.
Half what they're going to let you.
Yeah.
And most of the time they don't let you. We talk about 100 as being the magic number, but isn't it really more 90?
Yes. And what's the magic number for innings? For is there a pitch limit, a red flag for an inning?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's 64, I think.
The real question is,
pushing it last
yeah, the
night.
question is, I think it's a good one. If in a game for a starting pitcher that 90 becomes kind of the red flag and 100 is almost becoming the limit for sure, what is it for 1 inning?
No, I believe
and is it more taxing?
I believe there's an answer for you at the minor league level. I'm sure that there's a number that they won't allow the minor leaguers to throw more than 1 inning.
Bell. How about that? Elias Diaz. He had no clue. He's going to get some high fives from the bench. Like, well done. But Diaz was over by the railing, expecting that ball to come his way.
Extremely gusty wind. I mean, the wind, the flags at the top of the stadium are just like starched out. Look at that. So they better be very careful what balls hit the air today, because that wind is going to be pushed them all around.
Look at that. Bell's right there.
You know, this is a little bit of a throwback stadium to, you know, say the 70s and the 80s, where it's kind of circular.
Yeah.
I know it's got some openings out in the outfield, but you're going to have a lot of little eddies and swirling type winds in here. And just sitting here in our booth, occasionally it feels dead calm, and then 5 minutes later, the papers are going all over the place, and that's happening on the field too.
We're actually getting ripped on by the crew earlier today. The messiest broadcasters they've ever had here.
Yeah. Us too, or
well, he just.
It was a
you weren't here at the
yesterday.
time when he walked in and said, you know, I don't know what kind of place you guys run here, but this is a mess. Might have been speaking to me.
Maybe.
Polka into center field. Line drive for the right fielder, who was 1 for 4 last night. And a 1-out single, as was the case in the first inning against Trevor Williams. He has never faced the White Sox, but he's done good work in 5 career interleague starts with a 169 earned run average against American League teams. Matt Davidson playing first base tonight. Last night went 1 for 3. Former supplemental first-round pick, the Arizona Diamondbacks. Traded to the White Sox for Addison Reed in December of 2013. One ball, 1 strike. Williams has given up 3 home runs on the season. He had given up 1 going into his start against the Washington Nationals, and then gave up 2 in 1 inning. Giving up 1 home run in his first 40 1/3 innings of the season. And then in the 6th inning, the Nats had a pair of homers. Just a guy that in a short amount of time has really, at the major league level, learned how to pitch. He knows what he can and can't do. And here he strikes out Davidson.
You know, he's really a tough guy to give a scouting report to anybody. They look at his numbers and they're like, oh, you know, what is this guy?
What is it for this guy?
Yeah, and well, like you just said, he knows how to pitch. He's reading the bats. He throws a ton of fastballs, even though he doesn't throw hard. But he locates them. He moves them around. He knows how effective changing location is. And he will mix in some off-speed pitches and change some speeds a little bit. But it's all about never giving in, having the confidence to hit your spots, and sticking with it.
Just missing to Tim Anderson.
And by never giving in, what you and I both mean by that is it's not like, oh, I'm just going to try and throw a strike down the middle because I don't want to walk anybody. And it's 3-1 count, 3-0 count, that sort of thing. No, Trevor doesn't play that game.
And that's why he will walk some guys, and all of a sudden he's given up another home run. And this one, a no-doubter. 7 now in the year for Tim Anderson, and a 2-0 White Sox lead in the 2nd.
That was the breaking ball. Kind of gives us a little read on that win. That ball's going to carry well to left field, it looks like.
Tim Anderson, in his first full year in the majors last year, hit 17 home runs.
just didn't get out to the outside half of the plate. I think that's what the problem was. The location wasn't up or down, it was in or out. All getting on the inside half.
So for the second straight game, the White Sox have an early lead against Pittsburgh. This time it's a 2-0 ball game in the second. Last night it was 4-0 in the first. Here's the shortstop Mercer, a little in-between hop, handles it and retires Engel. Daniel Polka singled, and with 2 outs, Tim Anderson homered, and it's 2-0. To the third. And today's Allegheny Health Network injury update. Brewers getting their closer back today, Corey Knebel. Been out with a hamstring injury. Dodgers also getting back one of their stars. Yasiel Puig comes off the DL. Spent 10 days on the disabled list. Got banged up a couple of different plays against the Giants earlier. Here's Colin Moran. Last night was 2 for 5 with a couple of runs batted in. Todd Tomczyk also spoke today. The medical director for the Bucks, and mentioned a handful of players, including Josh Harrison coming along. Saw Jay Hay grabbing a bat today, and will be an important couple of days upcoming for Jay Hay, as he'll be re-examined by team doctors when the Pirates get back to Pittsburgh tomorrow and Friday. He'll have some work done to see where he is, and if all goes well and he's cleared, he could really start to ramp things up. Chopper and the shortstop Anderson throws out Moran. I kiddingly said to Jay Hay, all right, are you coming back against the Padres at the end of this upcoming homestand, or when you go to Cincinnati starting the 22nd? And he said either way he's going to get a great homecoming when he goes to Cincy, but it was up to him, of course. He'd pick the Padres series, and if again all goes well, starts to swing a bat, maybe get to see him at some point next week. Fingers crossed, get out on a rehab, start to take some minor league swings. Be good to get Josh Harrison back. 1 ball, no strikes on
that's really,
Sean Rodriguez.
Going to be the big questions when he does start making contact with that bat, and really bad contact. When you hit a ball right on the sweet spot, it's going to jump. You don't even hardly feel a thing, but get jammed a couple of times, a couple of balls off the end of the bat. That'll be a little bit of a test to see what kind of soreness he has in there.
That left hand that was broken on the hit by pitch against the Marlins. He's really been testing out all kinds of different batting gloves. Let's get the one that feels best. But definitely going to be some extra padding, extra protection. And the batting gloves he starts wearing. 2-2 on Rodriguez. Sean Rod just 8 hits and 51 at bats on the year with 17 strikeouts. 3 of his 8 hits have been homers. Continues to play solid defense. And a full count. And the count stays 3-2.
Lopez doesn't seem to have to back off to throw strikes with that velocity on that fastball. One of his better ones today at 97 with a 3-2 count.
24 years old, just 5'11", from the Dominican Republic. Signed as a non-drafted free agent by the Washington Nationals, and he gets another punch out. That's 3. We're talking about Josh Harrison. Let's go back to Robbie Inspikowski.
Yeah, Greg, so you guys are talking about Josh Harrison. You mentioned how he was hurt against the Miami Marlins. This upcoming week will be 4 weeks. Well, the Miami Marlins are also in Chicago, and the Pirates and Marlins are staying at the same hotel. So Josh Harrison yesterday afternoon was in the lobby, and he crossed paths with Jose Urena, who's the pitcher who hit Josh Harrison. So he asked if he could pull him aside for a little bit, and they did. They spent a couple moments together. Reason being, Urena wanted a chance to apologize to Josh Harrison in person for what had taken place. Now, the Buccos took on the St. Louis Cardinals last homestand, and Marcelo Ozuna was able to pass the message along as well. But Ozuna wanted to make sure that Urena had a chance to do it as well yesterday at the hotel, Greg.
Good stuff, Robbie, as the Pirates go down 1-2-3. And we head to the bottom of the third. 2-0 Sox. To the bottom of the third. A couple of White Sox greats, Mark Burley, Carlton Fisk. And Trevor Williams, who gave up a 2-run homer to Tim Anderson last inning, back to the top of the order. Leori Garcia. He was acquired from the Texas Rangers 5 summers back for Alex Rios. Sean Rodriguez, 1 out.
Trevor's got to have kind of the feeling right now, a little bit about, okay, I've given up 2. Maybe that's enough. Lopez, it looks like he is going to be extremely tough today with a combination of stuff, and it does seem to, it's just one of those games he's got command. He's putting it where he wants to. We need to hold the fort maybe for a little while here to get the offense on track.
Ball 1 for Yolmer Sanchez. Singled off Colin Moran's glove and bounces this ball to Mercer. Bucks and Giants going to meet Friday night, Free Shirt Friday. And then on Saturday, first 20,000 fans take home a bleacher cooler bag thanks to Mrs. T's Pierogies for the middle game of that series, 7:05. And then a Kids Sunday, 1:35 on Mother's Day. Go to Pirates.com for tickets. Pirates and Giants. Return of Andrew McCutchen. Then Hurdle was asked about it. So I'm sure it's going to be special. Josh Harrison, he just has been in touch, of course, with his good buddy Kutch constantly. Looking forward to seeing him again. Jameson Taillon was asked about it, members of the Pittsburgh media, because Taillon will be pitching against the Giants on Friday. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jose Abreu. Nice pitch there, 1-2. That is just inside the first base bag. And Abreu into second with a double. Strong play there from Polanco, but Abreu doubles.
Yeah, that's just a little bit of bad luck. You see Abreu out there right now. He's shaking his hands, or he was just before he went to fix his pant cuff, but he gets jammed a little bit on this. This doesn't feel well, but it goes right over the bag. And as soon as he sees the umpire say fair ball, I'm sure that hand felt a lot better. And that was an excellent play by Polanco. He got to that ball and a strong, perfect throw to second.
7 doubles for Abreu. It's the 4th hit for the White Sox, and the batter Nicky Delmonico.
No easy games this level.
Nope.
Obviously, occasionally you have what you call a laugher. You know, it ends up being easy, but it doesn't matter who you're playing. I mean, these guys have 9 wins so far on the year, but they're going to fight you. They're going to make it tough. Win just as badly as you do.
Nova there with, say, Osuna. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Nicky Delmonico. And a little fister. That's going to get out to shallow left, and Mercer is there, and a throw to the plate, and he is out of there. Outstanding play by Mercer. The tag applied by Elias Diaz. And now, a little collision at first base is Bell and Delmonico. Bell still on the ground, and holding his right ankle. So the White Sox player seems to be okay, but the big concern is Josh Bell is in some kind of pain and trouble getting up. Ryan Housen, Pirates head trainer. Now comes Clint Hurdle. This is what it looked like. Boy.
A couple of big men. They're both, I think, kind of watching the other play.
Yeah. And you see Delmonico, who collided with him. Nicky Delmonico gets credit for the infield single, but Jordy Mercer, Johnny on the spot, and throwing to Elias Diaz to nab the runner at the plate. Jose Abreu thrown out 6-2.
Nice little one hopper right to Diaz.
Now Frazier jumps on that pitch, but you see that wind knocking it down. Angle comes in.
They'll tell him what there might happen.
Look at the plate.
You know, Mercer, he's been around for quite a while now, and he sees he's got an easy out. There's no panic. He didn't try to get any big rush and, you know, make an off balance throw.
Bell again and Delmonico, two big-bodied players. 6'4", 235 is Bell. Delmonico 6'3", 230. Ball one on Polanco, who popped up his first time up, and Bell with the batting helmet on, so that's good news. Here's Jordy Mercer. Fine defensive play.
He knew he had that easy out if he just makes a good throw, so he got himself set. He had plenty of time to put it on a hop.
And there's the first base runner for the Pirates, a hit past the diving second baseman, Leori Garcia. They had the shift on, and Polanco whacked it past the second baseman.
Everybody over there.
Polanco 2 for 4 on base 3 times last night.
Yeah, everybody's over on that side. He's still able to sneak it through. Not playing very deep. Usually when you have the shift on, the second baseman's in the grass at least a little bit.
Starling Marte now. Struck out looking his first time up against Reynaldo Lopez. Marte stole a base early last night. Polanco has attempted only 3 steals this season. Marte with 41 hits collected. That is 6th most in the league. He's also scored 25 runs. That's in the top 5. Lopez, who threw 3 scoreless innings of relief September the 12th, 2016. In September, call up, and that was against the Mets, and then a few days later against the Pirates at PNC Park. 5 1/3 scoreless. Stabs that one. 1, and they won't get 2. Almost did on Marte. Throw in the dirt. 2 outs.
Nice job by Lopez. Normally, if you don't get 2 on this, it's because the pitcher did something wrong, but very good. He gathered himself together after he caught that ball, and an excellent throw to second base, belt high right over the bag. Look at that feed. He couldn't get one better than that. So, you know it's Marte going down the line, and you try to be quicker than you really can, and end up throwing it away. Marte with a steal yesterday. Probably at least think about taking off here with 2 outs.
Fairly quick to the plate there. Castillo has thrown out 35.7% of base runners this season, 5 out of 14. Josh Bell, a strikeout victim in the 2nd.
Got a break there.
What did he ever?
Entire baseball pretty much over the plate. Call a ball.
2-0 count. Lopez has walked 17 batters in 40 innings. Struck out 28. And again, Marte with 9 steals among the league leaders.
Looks like another pickoff throw is coming.
Marte checking in with first base coach Kamara Barti. Trying to measure Lopez. He's making his 26th career appearance in the major leagues, 21st start this afternoon. Now falls behind 3-0.
For a right-hander, it's not necessarily your pickoff throw that's the weapon against the steal. It's how quick can you get the ball in that catcher's glove from your first move when you come out of that stretch to start to throw home. And that guy on base starts to run the second.
3-0 swinging.
That's the number everybody with a stopwatch is timing.
Just 3 steals and 5 attempts versus Lopez in his 26 major league outings. Three balls, one strike, two outs. Bucks down a pair. There goes Marte, and it's ball 4. So it'll put runners at first and second and bring up Corey Dickerson. Dickerson last night, speaking of stolen base attempts, this is in the 6th inning. He's caught stealing, and his see his cleats just getting caught up a little bit in the dirt before he got to second, jammed his knee.
And that left knee got stuck in the ground. Just quit moving.
He stayed in the game though, and just as a precaution, he's the DH this afternoon. He has really excelled in these situations, been in scoring position, he's been clutch.
Got him to chase one upstairs. First time up, he actually hit a ground ball on a high fastball.
And he pops up. This could be an adventure.
Yes, it could be.
See what happens. Second baseman, boy, Garcia,
Nonchalant.
very, I'll say. Pirates strand a couple.
At 4th inning, Toyota, what drives you?
Frank Thomas 2, the big hurt.
It's the copy, it's not the original.
Not the original. That's Pittsburgh's Frank Thomas, the original, but there's a Hall of Famer, the big hurt. There's some outstanding White Sox teams as Pirates trail here 2-0. Wellington Castillo takes the strike from Trevor Williams. Broken bat, base hit. Leadoff single for Castillo. So,
not a lot of
polka.
Putting it on cruise control for an inning or two yet for Trevor.
No, it's had to work, hasn't he?
He has had to work out that stretch.
Yeah.
A little added stress when the other guy is pitching so well and you're already 2 behind.
Pretty well to left center field. And how about an opposite field home run for Daniel Polka? His third of the year, 4-0 Chicago.
And Trevor probably a little shocked about this one. This is not a horrible pitch. It's in the strike zone, but it's the very bottom outside corner of the strike zone. This is not where you expect a home run to be. I mean, look at that location.
Yeah, look at that.
Trevor's like, are you kidding me? That ball's out of here. Now he's 4 runs down.
Look at the wind.
But you know, we've seen that wind look like it pushes some balls, and other times it knocks them straight down, or the outfielder has to come to a quick stop and run in real quick. It's doing different things out there. A lot of wind in this city.
You should nickname it something like that, you know? Why not? Daniel Polka. Trevor Williams allowed multiple homers in just 3 of his 25 starts last season. Here we are, back-to-back starts. He's given up 2 home runs against the Nationals and now the White Sox. There's Rick Renteria, one-time teammate of Bob Walks.
Played a lot of games with him in Hawaii.
The Hawaii Islanders were the AAA affiliate of the Pirates. Rick Renteria was a first-round pick of the Pirates in 1980.
Interesting stuff going on in Hawaii right now, huh?
Yeah.
Lava flows are causing some destruction. Used to play those games at Aloha Stadium right in the very edge of Pearl Harbor.
Delmonico not going to continue, look like.
Yeah.
Joe McEwing is the bench coach. Josh Bell still in there. He collided with Delmonico. And ball 4.
And nobody out and a walk. It felt pretty good. 2 out of 3 in Milwaukee, and coming in here with the 2 of your better starting pitchers.
Another look at that collision to the infield hit by Delmonico. Looked like he was going to be fine, and that Bell was going to be the one who wasn't going to be able to continue. Delmonico stayed in. Well, it looks as though he will be replaced when the Pirates come to bat in the 5th.
Ball 1. I was feeling pretty good about this series after 2 out of 3 coming in. You got Nova and Williams going for you. And Nova only goes 2 innings, and Williams not having an easy day.
So Stephen Brault is up in the Pirates' pen.
Plenty of arms in that pen.
Anderson homered with 2 outs in the second. Moments ago we were talking about the original Frank Thomas, the big power hitter for the Bucks many years ago. One of his managers in the late 50s was Danny Murtaugh, the late great Danny Murtaugh. We want to send along a very special happy birthday wish, a bit belated, to his son Tim, who celebrated his 75th birthday this past Sunday. Watches all the Bucko games from Folsom, Pennsylvania, eastern part of the state, just north of Chester, where Danny Murtaugh was born and raised. Got that note from his grandson, Tim. Danny Murtaugh, 4 separate stints as manager of the Bucks, beginning in 1957, 15 years, over 1,100 wins. Second only to Fred Clark, the all-time Pirates wins list. Number 40 retired in 1977. Tuesday, Inside Pirates Baseball, going to have a special 10 great Pirates managers, and certainly Danny Murtaugh be a big part of that special. Passed away far too young at the age of 59 in December of 1976, just 2 months after his final retirement. 2 days after he had suffered a stroke. 1976 year. And it was on this day in 1976, the final year under Danny Murtaugh, May 9th, 1976, that Pirates got a complete game victory at Three Rivers from Jerry Royce. Beat the Atlanta Braves and Dick Ruthven, who I think was a teammate once of yours or not? Was Ruthven?
Yes, with the Phillies.
Yeah.
Number 2, I guess you would say, starter on the World Series team behind Carl.
Well, no, behind you. You were the number 1.
No, behind Carl. I was number 5.
Game 1, 1980 World Series against the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, Ruthven was very, very solid that season for the Phillies.
That was Bob's rookie year, 1980. God, Anderson, tough out here. 9 pitches.
Trying to come up with. I have a Danny Murtaugh story that I wanted to share.
Oh, right. Nice.
There was a. I can't remember exactly what the scenario was. It was a game against the Reds, and you remember the old Three Rivers clubhouse. Hooley had his locker right there by the door where you come in and out.
Right.
And right above his locker was the only television in the entire room.
Hooley was the equipment manager.
Yeah, John Hallahan. I always assume everybody knows who Hooley is, but he was there forever and ever. I don't even know how far back. And every team picture I've ever seen, it's got John Hallahan, the old black and white pictures and everything. But anyway, he was the clubhouse guy, still the clubhouse manager. When I first came to the Pirates, and his locker was there, and the only lone TV was right up above his locker. Didn't have a cabinet on it. You could see all the tubes. And it was like an old school TV. Anyway, we're sitting there, we're watching that, and something happened that was like, it didn't go our way, and I don't know if I'd pitched and was out of the game. That could be, or whatever. And there was an old rocking chair that would sit in front of Hooley's locker. Everybody had different chairs back in those days. And it was held together with some like athletic tape, and it's like an old chair. And when something, I gave it a quick kick, and it sounded like one of the little slats might have cracked or something. And Hooley saw that.
Oh boy!
And he came running over. He didn't say anything, but he's like looking at it, and
And you're thinking to yourself,
yeah,
Jesus, an old rocking chair. Why do you care?
Yeah, the look on his face was like really like something horrible may have just happened. And so not too long after that, I can't remember, one of the guys had been there for a long time said, don't ever do that again. And I go, look at the chair, it's about to fall apart. Why? Who cares? And he goes, that's probably the most sacred thing in this entire clubhouse. That was Danny Murtaugh's old rocking chair from his office. And Hooley had saved it all those years and kept it in front of his locker. And I almost kicked a hole through the back end.
Oh my gosh, how about that? What year would that have been, do you think? You came up in the 80s, you mean?
Yeah, you know, I would say like 86 maybe. 87 right in there. But yeah, I can still remember the look on Hooley's face. And Hooley really liked it. If he didn't like me, it would have probably been a problem. But for some reason, even the first time I got there, it was kind of took me under his wing. His older wing. But I kicked his chair, Danny's old chair. He didn't like that.
So back-to-back case. Let's go back to the studio. Rob King and a game break. And that's headline news. That's the Reds back-to-back victories. Their 10th win of the year. Yesterday they traded with the Mets Matt Harvey, who's going to be in their rotation when they head out west to take on the Dodgers this coming weekend, for Devin Mesoraco, who just had to walk across to the other clubhouse. Mesoraco in the starting lineup today in a losing cause for the Mets. Very first inning,
two players
Mets batted out of order, by the way.
Very early in their careers had tremendous success. Looked like they were going to have great long careers. You know, you had the Dark Knight. I mean, he was the toast of the town for a couple of years there with the Mets when he first came up. And Mesoraco, I thought that
first round pick.
Yeah, he was going to be. Well, when we saw him for a first couple seasons, he may end up being one of the best catchers in the league. But then really injuries, both really hurt both those players. They haven't been the same.
As Rob said, Adam Duvall walks it off, leading off the bottom of the 10th. And the Reds take 2 of 3 in that series. Leori Garcia with an 0-2 count. This inning began with a broken bat single by Wellington Castillo. Daniel Polka followed with a home run. Matt Davidson walked, and now back-to-back strikeouts for Williams. See, he has labored this inning, 30 pitches. And 1-2. The Cubs have a 7-0 lead. They are playing here in Chicago on the north side against the Marlins. They lead 7-0 in the third. Chris Bryant has hit a pair of home runs. Pirates started the day a game back of the Cardinals and Brewers in the Central. The Cubs a game and a half behind. This has been a very frustrating afternoon for Trevor Williams.
That pitch counts getting up there now.
Brault's ready. Sean Rodriguez throw to first to complete the bottom of the 4th. Another 2-run homer. And it's 4-0 Chicago. Trevor Williams with Ray Searage. And they move. And left field Garcia. Jose Rondon takes over at second. Larry Garcia moves to left. Nicky Delmonico out of the ball game. Elias Diaz flied to center against Reynaldo Lopez. He was allowed one Pirates hit through 4.
One of the things that able to happen yesterday right away is the Pirates offense was able to answer everything that the White Sox were doing. It's the opposite today. He just
a line to center field, and Engel races in and makes a fine catch.
You just don't feel like you can get anything going. Lopez hitting spots with that power fastball, mixing in his changeup, his breaking ball whenever he wants to. And now you get defensive plays like that. It's good.
Colin Moran bounced out. Popped up. Third base. Foul territory. Yolmer Sanchez. 2 outs, and the batter is Sean Rodriguez. Again, it's the Pirates and Giants starting on Friday night, 3-game series, free shirt Friday. Be one of the first 20,000 fans. Get a Raise the Jolly Roger t-shirt thanks to Peoples. It's also a $1 dog night presented by Sugardale. Go to pirates.com/free shirt Fridays. Coming up this Friday night.
That's not it.
No. 3 with the Giants, 2 with these White Sox, and 4 with the Padres this upcoming homestand. Pirates are down 4-0 in the first inning last night. Scored 4 in the second. Got right back in it, but Lopez not allowing the Pirates to even think about getting back into this. At least so far, 2 outs in the 5th. Continue to hear that wind kick up. Clint Hurdle talked last night about how the Pirates try and when they get down as they did last night, slow things down offensively. No hurry. But the pitcher often dictates which way it goes, and a diving stop at second from his knee, and what a play from the new second baseman, Jose Rondon.
How about the White Sox defense this inning?
$5.6 million. Download the Beat the Streak app today. Start your streak for a chance to win $5.6 million. Here is Yolmer Sanchez. And ball one.
Beat the streak. I think I could do that.
Oh, I know you could. Said it before, Bob, and Pirate fans know it. You've got this sixth sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty amazing. Into center, Marte, and you can see that
back in
knock
and
that
out.
down.
It was kind of hit right at him, but he had to do a lot of moving around. That wind is not an easy thing to play today.
Pirates returning to play the White Sox for the first time since 2015. Abreu takes the strike. Pirates are 14-17 all time against the Pale Hose. They've won 5 straight against the White Sox, including last night's come from behind win. Abreu doubled down the right field line, and then he was thrown out of the plate on a fine play by Jordy Mercer in the third. Williams has had to really battle here this afternoon.
Be his last inning, I would imagine, at 84 pitches.
Two and two. Bullpen. Of course, if Williams were due up, say second or third in the 6th inning, we'd know
for sure. Yeah.
But American League, different ball game.
I just think he will because of the fact, even if he's, say, he got, I don't know what, 90, let's say 94 pitches at the end of this inning. He's kind of had to work hard, labor a little bit out there today. So.
And the other thing is, I think this comes into play with Clint Hurdle. He does not like, he prefers to have all of his pitchers start clean. Doesn't like necessarily bringing pitchers, relievers during an inning. So that makes a lot of sense that this is probably it.
Maybe Clint just doesn't like walking out there to the mound.
Could be. Oh, he jammed him again. Big Jose Abreu. Will he be a part of this organization when they start to turn things around? Ripped right to Colin Moran. 2 line drive outs.
Oh. As it comes off, it's got a little bit of hook to it coming off that right-hander's bats. Not just the velocity, I'm sure over 100 miles an hour that you got to deal with. You also have to deal with that hook movement. The hot corner.
It's Jose Rondon's first at bat. Came on defensively and made that nice grab to rob Sean Rodriguez of a hit, ending the top of this 5th. Not many homegrown players on this White Sox roster. Quite a turnover the last couple years. Rendon picked up from the Padres in January. A little pop-up, might be trouble. And the catch made. Well done by Polanco. And a 1-2-3 bottom of the 5th. 4-0 White Sox.
Pennsylvania School for the Deaf held their 8th annual It's Your Perfect Pitch baseball and softball clinic. It's for deaf and hard of hearing student athletes in grades 7 through 12. Pirates Charity has been a huge supporter of this event for years, and the campers played a game on the field, met Pirates alumni, and obviously right there had a ton of fun. Pirate Parrot was there. All the campers received a ticket to a game next week, and players from the Gallaudet University's fast pitch softball team were there as well, Greg and Bob, and here's what's cool about that. Gallaudet is the nationally renowned university for the deaf and hard hearing in Washington, D.C. So it's some mentors to look up to have been through some similar challenges as them. Now they had a lunch and awards program afterwards. Over 60 kids made it, surpassing last year's total. Pretty good stuff.
Thank you, Robbie. As Jordy Mercer leads off the 6th with the Bucks down 4-0. Facing Reynaldo Lopez. He's given up 1 hit.
He's just 57 pitches to this point. I mean, his day on the mound is kind of opposite to Trevor. He has had it on cruise control. He's able to go after the strike zone now. Trevor is done. See the handshake and a hug. I've seen enough of Lopez. I'd like to maybe get some bullpen guys out there. How about that?
Well, you have to start going to work on him.
But there's nothing right now that is going to threaten him. The pitch count's fine. You're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way with the bats. You're going to have to get some hits off of him if you want to see somebody else.
Just gets a piece of it. See, that was well outside. 97 from Lopez. Wellington Castillo, the veteran catcher. His last start, Lopez, his 4th no decision against the Twins, gave up a season-high 5 runs, 6 2/3 innings. If you work a walk, that can often lead to a rally. See if Mercer can do that. Lopez prone to the free pass, just 1 so far today, though. Hit deep to left, back Garcia and Jordy Mercer. Mercer me. It's his 2nd. Bucks on the board. It's 4-1.
Man, that ball went deep. That was completely over the White Sox bullpen. There is a little bit of a jet stream up there. I think you have to get it up high, and then that ball will just take off.
Mercer hit his first home run of the season on Sunday.
A very high pitch up by the letters.
See if that'll do something here. Maybe to Lopez. 4-1 ball game. Adam Frazier 0 for 2. Pop up. Look at that. Nobody down the right field corner. I just noticed that where they're playing Frazier.
Oh, yeah.
They're playing Polka in right center, their right fielder.
Challenging him to try and pull the ball. That high pitch. This ball, where it lands.
Well out of there.
Look at that. Maybe 3 rows behind the bullpen.
Estimated distance 384 feet. And Polanco launches one to right, hooking toward the pole. It is gone. Gregory Polanco, a cup of coffee in the 6th. 2 solo homers. It's now 4-2.
What are we saying? The old-fashioned way? You're going to have to do it with bats?
It's number 7 on the year for Polanco.
That'll get the phone ringing maybe in the bullpen.
Oh, is this sudden? A couple of long balls and a 4-2 ball game. Lopez was cruising. See the Polanco lean.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be well out of here. The only question was, would it stop hooking and stay fair? One thing for sure about those Pirates, they really enjoy playing with each other and have a lot of fun, don't they?
Yep.
And it doesn't really matter to them what anybody else thinks or says. They're in this thing to win, and they're going to do it their way, and they're going to be smiling and having fun along the way.
And they have been one of the surprise teams in baseball.
They like hanging out with each other. A lot of group dinners you see and stuff like that. They certainly have that good chemistry that you talk about sometimes. That was an odd swing, wasn't it?
He has some of the most beautiful hits, plays, and then he has some of the most ugly swings and misses. This is one of them.
Well, it looked like he dropped the bat right on top of Wellington, didn't he?
Some of the trucks that maybe had a beef with him.
Could have.
Two-0 on Bell. He has struck out and walked. Stayed in the game after a minor collision with Nicky Delmonico, the left fielder of the White Sox, who was forced to leave the game. Pulls this foul.
Lopez, pretty darn good changeup. He's going to be very tough as the season goes along. At the combination of a control, I mean, I got a feeling we're seeing him like at his best right now, the way he's been pitching, but the command of the fastball, the changeup he's throwing. It pretty good breaking ball. He didn't throw a lot of them.
Lined left field side foul. And a souvenir. Full count for Josh Bell. He's close to being extra bases. And ball 4. Second time Bell has walked.
Tying run is at the plate.
Here comes Corey
Who would have
Dickerson.
thought?
And a meeting on the mound.
Still nothing going on in that White Sox bullpen, which is kind of surprising.
I figured at this meeting
somebody would have
done at the behest of the manager, and that was the reason for it, was maybe get that phone ringing in the White Sox bullpen.
He thinks that there would be some guys maybe just playing some catch or something.
Let's see if Dickerson lays off, Bob, these high pitches now.
Yeah, that's been his problem today. Both times up, he can't quit swinging at the high pitch.
He went 4 for 5 last night. And he is the designated hitter for the Pirates today. Did that a lot last couple years with Tampa Bay. The DH adopted by the American League in 1973. Dickerson came to the major leagues with the Colorado Rockies. He's grounded to second and popped to shallow right. Lays off that pitch right across the top of the zone.
That very seldom gets called a strike. That's tough. You're trying not to swing at that stuff, and then you have one called a strike.
It's John Tumpane, the home plate umpire. Close to being a strike, but that's ball 2 on Corey Dickerson. Came into this game hitting .333. Cisco Cervelli today, and with the off day tomorrow, we'll have 2 straight days off. The Giants are coming in. Talking with Ray Searage. Two and 2.
Got a pretty good one to hit that time. Let's fly high down the middle.
Jordy Mercer's home run got the Bucks on the board. And out later, Gregory Polanco with his 7th of the year. Looking for a big swing now with 2 outs from Corey Dickerson. 3 and 2. Oh, what a big pitch this is in the 6th inning. For Dickerson, the Pirates, and for Lopez. Rick Renteria has not made a call to the bullpen yet. Two count. And a fly ball to right. Polka back toward the wall and catches it at the fence. Daniel Polka all the way to the fence, nearly tying the game. Gregory Polanco and Jordy Mercer go deep. Second homer in 3 games for Mercer. Number 7 on the year for Polanco. It's now a 4-2 ball game.
Is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. Check out the Barrel Hot List at barrel.com. Now the only way to buy a car. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Gregory Polanco launched his 7th home run of the year. 2 solo shots. Mercer, Polanco, Pirates back in it. Down a couple, now it's up to that bullpen again. Relievers did such a great job yesterday, giving the Pirates a chance. Stephen Broll began the year in the rotation. And now for now, one of the relievers.
No room for error for him. One of the things you have to get used to when you're moved out to the bullpen. It's much different throwing the second half of the game than throwing in the early part, where you figure you can give up a run or two. Roll bend but don't break rule. Pitching in the second half, unless it's a blowout, every pitch becomes a little bit more critical.
Roller, Mercer. Takes care of Castillo. Brings up Daniel Polka. We invite you to celebrate Mom. Bring her to the ballpark Sunday, Mother's Day. Pirates Giants 135. All kids 14 and under and moms will get a Pirates bag courtesy of Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, together with Allegheny Health Network. Go to pirates.com/kidsdays. A lot of pregame festivities out on Federal Street. After the game, kids can run the bases on Mother's Day. It's coming Sunday. Big 3-game series, of course, again with Andrew McCutchen returning. The Giants are in Philadelphia. They've lost the first 2 games of their 4-game series to the Phillies. They'll play game 3 tonight. Polka, opposite field home run in the 4th. Greenville, South Carolina native, who was a 3rd-round pick by the Diamondbacks out of Georgia Tech 5 years ago. Dealt to the Twins. And another hit for him. He is 3 for 3. He was claimed off waivers by these White Sox in November. He has 4 hits in the 2 games of the series. It's a 1-out single. It brings up Matt Davidson. Another former draft pick of the Diamondbacks. Stephen Brault retired. The only batter he faced his last outing was on Saturday night in Milwaukee. His last start was April 27th against the Cardinals. Constantly evolving bullpen. And the rotation looking somewhat different as Joe Musgrove continues his rehab. He started a game in Altoona on Monday. No word as to when or where his next start would be. We can presume it would be in Indianapolis in a few days. He would get at least one more start as he continues to build up pitches.
Yeah, it looks like that's kind of what they need to have him do now, is to be less efficient. He's not getting enough pitches per inning to him to go and finish things off in the bullpen.
Chad Kuhl and Jamison Tyone. Tyone pitches on Friday. Kuhl pitches on Saturday night. There goes the runner. A swing and a miss, and not sure what that was all about.
Diaz thinks there's some interference
with. Yeah.
As he definitely didn't come out firing the second.
Indication there by John Tumpain that there was no interference. The strikeout and the stolen base.
You could see the after the swing was done, there was a little step toward home plate, and that, I think, is what Diaz was complaining about.
And now with first base open, and with Anderson having homered his first time up, and a 171 hitter coming in, Adam Engel on deck, Brault can be very careful. Engel's hitting 167 currently. Good pitch upstairs with that fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Again, this is the difference between starting and relieving. Just what you're saying, Greg. Very first inning you're out there, you got to be very careful with, and pitch to the situation more than you would if you were starting a ball game. If this was the first inning and there's a guy on second base, a couple outs, it's not that crucial. But here, in the second half of the game, you're down by 2 runs. It's a runner in scoring position. Everything has to be a little finer as far as where you're trying to throw the ball.
Oh, nice job.
Beautifully done. Look at the location of that, upstairs for a swing and a miss.
Stephen Brault puts up a 0. 4-2 Sox. Elias Diaz shares the terrifying events surrounding the kidnapping of his mother in Venezuela. Plus, we'll take a closer look at a double play that involves 7 out of the 9 Pirates on the field. Those stories and top plays debuting this Saturday after Pirates postgame. Pirates trailing by 2, 7th inning. And here is Elias Diaz, who was robbed of a hit by center fielder Adam Engel his last time up. His 72-year-old mother kidnapped in Venezuela. 3 days later rescued. So we'll watch that story. 0-2. The Pirates' backup catcher.
Not a place I'd want to spend a lot of time in.
No. A lot of Venezuelan major league players have hired security personnel to keep their families safe. A lot of the prominent players are reluctant to return home at all.
I mean, from what I understand, there were actually police officers involved in that kidnapping. I mean, who do you trust?
Yeah, exactly.
Very bad situation.
Francisco Cervelli, of course, and Jose Osuna on either side of assistant to the general manager Mike Gonzalez. Line drive center field, but back comfortably Adam Engel.
Too bad that ball didn't have a little hook on it instead of slice. A little bit more of a difficult play. Came right back toward Engel.
Ronaldo Lopez has gotten Colin Moran to bounce to short and foul out. Lopez went 7 innings in his second start of the year this season against the Tigers.
Well, this inning, before he threw his first pitch, they already had action in the pinch. So they, as opposed to last inning, now I think he's going to be on a little bit of a shorter leash. So we'll see what happens if we get a couple base runners on. I don't think he'll be out there.
And you see the lefty Jace Fry rather. Jace Fry in the bullpen for the White Sox. And it's 1-2. George Cantos starting to stretch. Two and two. Sean Rodriguez on deck. Pirates trailing by a couple. 7th inning. Final game of this 9-game road trip. Started out with such promise after the Pirates had swept the Cardinals at PNC Park. Then they were swept by the Nats in 4 games. Rebounded to win 2 of 3 at Miller Park against their Central Division rivals, and winning last night in comeback fashion 10-6. 20-16, 20 wins through their first 36 games, quickest to 20 since that 2013 season. And a line drive caught by Yomer Sanchez. 2 line drive outs to begin the 7th.
Sean Rod's got plenty of pop. 2 outs, nobody on. You're kind of looking for a ball to get driven out of here, maybe. It's quick offense. He gave him one to hit. Slider that was that down and in square, which is not a real good pitch when you're throwing Right-hander to a right-hander. His last couple innings, Lopez is not following the glove very well. His pitches. Watching where Wellington is moving around, and a lot of the balls are not going toward where he's sitting.
Groans from the crowd. You see that wasn't that close.
No,
2-2.
That was just a case of him throwing the ball where Castillo was.
Full count. 3-2. This could be the last pitch for Lopez, regardless of what happens. Jordy Mercer on deck. And struck him out. Pirates go down in order. 7th inning stretch here. 4-2. White Sox. Friday Night Rocks. Get tuned into Pittsburgh's music scene. We showcase local artists and tracks throughout every Friday night Pirates broadcast. Wine and Spirit will be our featured performer this week as the Bucks take on the Giants Friday night, PNC Park. Friday Night Rocks presented by Iron City Beer. Jameson Taillon will be on the mound against lefty Andrew Suarez. The Pirates will see 2 lefties this upcoming weekend series, and Glenn Hurdle talked about Jose Osuna getting some opportunities, so no doubt he'll be in the starting lineup for at least those 2 somewhere, either first or in right. Adam Engel faces Stephen Brault. It really is going to be interesting to see the reception for Andrew McCutchen, who is without a doubt one of the all-time great Pirates ever. And it's hard to think, Bob. I'm trying to think of the last time the Pirates had someone even close to McCutchen's Pirate resume. And there's a strikeout returning to Pittsburgh. Starters the road ahead for the Pirates. Taillon Friday. Chad Cole, Jeff Samardzija Saturday. Lefty Derek Holland against Ivan Nova on Sunday.
Well, I can't imagine anything other than just a fantastic reception from him. I think I'd be very disappointed if the fans didn't really just give him like one of the warmest, you know.
Yeah, I'm saying we've got nothing to compare it to, so it's really hard to know what that feeling's going to be like.
You know, I thought that, and this, and I'm not saying that this is really comparable.
Yeah.
But for the fans, I know when AJ came back, that was something else. Now, you know, AJ didn't have the career,
stature,
the years that obviously Kutch had, but for being beloved by the fans in the short time he was here, I mean, it was just amazing to see, and it should go even way beyond that, I would think.
Hey, you're watching and you're probably thinking to some moments that you can recall at PNC Park. Maybe you're old enough to have seen a former Pirate return to Three Rivers or even Forbes Field Days, so you can hashtag Bucks Booth. I guess Ralph Kinder's return had to be unbelievable, right? After he left, I would think.
Yeah.
One of the great home run hitters of all time. Pirates down by a couple here with, speaking of home runs, 2 homers, getting them back in the ball game. But Kinder spent the first several years with the Pirates and then went to the Cubs for his last 2 years. And nice work, Steven Brault.
He is looking sharp and put zeros up.
Yeah, 4 strikeouts for him. Pirates need a pair. Here's Jordy Mercer hitting that home run. Got the Bucks on the board. That was leading off the 6th. His second homer in 3 games. And then 1 out later, Gregory Polanco homered to make it a 4-2 ball game. That's where we are. And Reynaldo Lopez is out there for at least a batter. Now you do have 2 lefty hitters coming up, Frazier and Polanco. See what Rick Renteria decides to do.
You know, it is pretty amazing. The feeling you have is that the White Sox are just kind of cruising this afternoon, but the reality is, looking at that scoreboard, you're just a base runner away from the tying run coming up with, and we see how easy the ball is jumping out of here, especially in the left field. So
stay tuned.
The game, even though there's just 2 innings left, it could still definitely be up for grabs.
David Freese getting ready, perhaps. We're wondering what Rick Renteria might do. There was a lefty ready in the bullpen, Jace Fry. And it would have been a little unorthodox as Mercer goes down on strikes, but Jordy Mercer, who has feasted on lefty pitching much of his career this season, hitting just 143 against lefties. And that is going to be it. Jace Fry will face a couple of lefties. Rick Renteria applauding as he heads out to the mound. and smiles. So he wanted to hug Lopez there.
Party of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Changes. Trace Thompson is now in left. He has started the inning out in left field. You saw a shot of him, and now here's Jose Osuna to bat for Adam Frazier against the lefty. Rookie Jace Fry has pitched 3 major league innings. He's out in front 0-2 this season. 3 major league innings last year. Appeared in 11 games.
See, not a lot of numbers up there yet. Looking at what he has done as far as how he has pitched. He really likes that slider. Started off here, a couple of them. He really gets heavy throwing those sliders if he has a left-handed hitter up there.
Gets him.
He's not shy with it with a righty.
During the break, Rick Renteria back and now gives his pitcher a hug. Although Lopez looking for his first win of the season. 2 outs here in the 8th. Gregory Polanco.
Now we'll see. Maybe just nothing but breaking balls. Doesn't want to walk anybody either. So if he gets to where he can't throw it for a strike, he'll have to give in and throw a fastball.
Not a lot of at-bats for either Frazier, Adam Frazier, or Gregory Polanco against lefties so far this season. Frazier 2 for 10, and he was lifted for the pinch hitter. Polanco 3 out of 19.
Like maybe Polanco got caught guessing a little bit there. Thought he was going to get another breaking ball, and that ball just stayed right on his hands. Same spot as the fastball he took. Maybe even further inside.
Foul ball.
Nice scouting report by me. It's 3 fastballs in a row. I think now he'll throw the breaking pitch, either the slider or the hook. And I'm wrong. It's going to be the fastball in.
Got him. 3 batters for the Pirates, all strike out in the 8th.
Brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
UPMC scoreboard 4-2. Bucco fans not giving up. That's the Pirates rally dance. It's become pretty popular.
Getting ready for the clubhouse dance after this win.
Yeah.
Mr. Strikeout on the mound.
Richard Rodriguez. Impressive these numbers have been.
Whoa.
That fielder, Sean Rodriguez. Max Moroff takes over at second. Fly ball to Polanco. 1 out. Abreu is retired to start the bottom of the 8th.
Look at those strikeouts. 1 walk, 21 Ks in 11 innings. I don't see him keeping up this pace, but that is remarkable. And that's why right there. He gets a lot of no contact whiffs on that fastball.
Bullpen getting ready. Aaron Bummer, the lefty. Nate Jones, the righty. Jose Rondon. Line fair past Moran into the corner. And a double.
And if I was Rodriguez, I don't know if I'd ever throw that breaking ball in the strike zone. Just show it out of the strike zone.
Right.
And stay with that fastball that nobody can seem to center up.
Jose Rondon, first double of his career. A lot of big league time in yet for Jose Rondon. Wellington Castillo is 1 for 3. In the ninth, the Pirates have Starling Marte, Josh Bell, and Corey Dickerson due up. Richard Rodriguez trying to keep this a 2-run deficit. To right, pretty well. Polanco back, can't make the catch. This is going to score another run. It would appear, and it will, as a little bobble there by Max Moroff. Wellington Castillo doubles home Rondon, an insurance run for the White Sox. They take a 5-2 lead.
Off the bat, I thought maybe it was going to hang up there long enough, but not quite. This would have been a huge catch to make at this point. That's a big run.
Looks like he started to glance toward that fence just before he had the ball. The Allegheny Health Network Supermo look.
The ball hit the glove.
Looks like it hit the glove. It's as though Polanco started to turn and look for that fence just as it was approaching his glove. Intentionally walk Daniel Polka to face Matt Davidson.
Break a ball out there. If they want to hit it, make them chase it. I'll throw that invisible high fastball 3 times in a row if you have to. Quite high enough. Too much in the middle square.
First out on a fly out to right, and then back-to-back doubles against Richard Rodriguez, and now the White Sox lead by 3. Coming off that outstanding performance on Sunday against the Brewers, striking out 6 of the 7 batters he faced. It's the second time in his first 9 appearances an opponent has scored a run against him. Blocked by Elias Diaz, keeping Castillo at second. Polka at first. Wellington Castillo with 4 hits in this series.
There we go. Back to that fastball. Falling in love with that breaking pitch, that back. Concerned.
So Tim Anderson comes up, and as you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the Hold True moment later in tonight's game. Anderson homered in the second off of Trevor Williams, gave the White Sox a 2-0 lead. And then in the 4th inning, after a broken bat hit to start the frame by Wellington Castillo, Daniel Polka homered opposite field to give the Sox a 4-0 lead. In the 6th, Jordy Mercer and Gregory Polanco hit solo homers off starter Reynaldo Lopez to cut it to 4-2. And now they've added an insurance run here in the 8th.
Could have got that first one that was in the strike zone called a strike. Might have got a chase on the second pitch. Now he's a 2-0. That first pitch, you throw it in there and it doesn't get called. Well, he kind of changed things around for you. Changes things around for the hitter. Big time.
Pop up. Marte calls off everybody else, and that'll be it for the White Sox. Add a run. Pirates down 3 heading to the 9th.
There's 3 right there. Those are 3 teams I played for, Brown.
How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
And how about this Point Park University tweet from Sandman, thanking Starling Marte for the smiles and fist bumps. My daughter has a new favorite player from last night's game. Starling Marte will lead off against Nate Jones. 6'5" right-hander, 32 years old, from Butler, Kentucky. Nate Jones going to try and earn a save. Joaquim Soria leads the club with 4. This will be the second for Jones. Marte, Josh Bell, Corey Dickerson in the ninth. And a bouncing ball up the middle, a base hit. Here comes Josh Bell. Pirates going to welcome Andrew McCutchen and the Giants to PNC Park Friday night. It is sure to be an emotional evening. You're not going to want to miss it. Hope you're there at PNC Park, but if you're not there, we'll be there. Be sure to tune 6:30 for Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Getting ready for Kutch's return to the Berg Friday night. Josh Bell has struck out and walked twice. This is lined toward right center field. It drops in. It's first and third with nobody out in the ninth. Josh Bell on base for a third straight time. And here comes Corey Dickerson.
This is where the team that's ahead, the announcer's always saying, that's never easy.
Yeah, exactly right.
The 3-run lead and 2 hitters into the inning, the tying runs at the plate. And Dickerson last time up just about tied the game, but went right up against the fence out in right field.
I sent Daniel Polka back. Infield will certainly concede a run here. A 3-run lead. And bouncing Squibber. They'll get an out. And the Pirates will not get a run out of it. Sanchez goes on to Davidson. Not what we've come to expect.
We needed a hit.
Yep.
We needed to get a hit there. I mean, that's what you're down to here when you're in the last inning. You just got to keep getting hits.
Jones' injury issues limited him to 11 games last year. One of the better pitchers of the American League over the years, a .312 career ERA. Elias Diaz has lined out each of his last 2 times to the plate.
Very deep. Out in left field, playing no doubles. Giving him the left field line.
Oh boy. 0-2.
Let's see on left. Don't want that tying run to get to second base. Kind of surprised that they're not playing a little closer to the line at third. Sanchez giving him some room.
Marte started the inning with a chopper up the middle. Bell ripped one to right center, but Dickerson tapped out to third. And toward the line and right, heading over toward the corner. It is a fair ball! And this will score a couple. Elias Diaz delivers, and so he represents the tying run where a base hit could knot this thing up. It's 5-4.
That's exactly what you're praying for, an extra base hit. Come on, get a double somewhere. That's why they're trying to play the defense where they think they can prevent that. But that one was a tough one. A little slicer off the bat that's inches fair.
Bob, how about that at bat for Diaz after he was fooled so badly on that second pitch in the hole, and this one 98 upstairs.
Nice little slicer.
Great look on the Allegheny Health Network Supermo.
Wow.
Polka desperate to try and get to it. Now we'll see if Colin Moran can deliver. 0 for 3. He's bounced to short, fouled to third, lined out to third his last time. And time called. Strategic meeting here between Castillo and Nate Jones. And the entire infield will join in now. Interesting to see how they have played Colin Moran, their third baseman, Yomer Sanchez, well off the line. Marte and Bell scoring on the Diaz double to get the Pirates to within 1. And that catching tandem of Diaz and Cervelli, it's so strong. Colin Moran with 1 out. And you see that third baseman Sanchez well off that line at third. In the dirt. And the block by Wellington Castillo. Moran with 17 RBIs. And drives one toward right center field, nearing the fence. And this ball is gone!
Oh, my!
Colin Moran! Oh, he sent that ball to county court, don't you know? The 2-run homer. It's his third, and the Pirates lead it 6-5 here in Chicago. How about that? Colin Moran, his third.
I don't know what that little talk was out there at the hill, but it certainly wasn't throw one right down the middle, and that's what they did. That was in that center square. And Moran put that in the town square.
A 4-run ninth. And the Pirates have stunned the Sox and lead this game 6-5. His first home run away from PNC Park, and Felipe starts to crank it up in the Pirates' pen. Holy smokes. This Bucco team.
Well,
You've got to come out and see these boys.
You could not see this one coming, could you? I mean, when its 9th inning started, it's just nothing going on offense really much all day. A couple of solo home runs, and they put together an inning, a big inning.
Huh. Look at this.
That's a crooked number.
Another look.
Right down the pipe.
Oh, man. Colin Moran's third. And a line drive bullet.
This offense this year, much different.
Josh Bell, a big part of this rally. A Pirate fan with that big home run, grabbed it. That baseball. And Nate Jones gives up 4. Just got done talking about how good Nate Jones has been.
Lopez still now going to be without a win this year. Well as he pitched. They were telling us before the game that they just can't score runs for this kid. They did decent for him today, but their bullpen let him down.
That will be it. A disappointed White Sox contingent seeing the Pirates rally and leading it by a run. In the top of the ninth, Elias Diaz double brings home 2. The third and fourth runs, and then Colin Moran, a 2-run homer, and the Pirates lead 6-5 going to the bottom of the ninth.
A couple of guys with not a lot of major league experience, coming up huge in that ninth inning. You mentioned, Greg, the at bat by Diaz. That they keep battling and they're able to make contact with that, what was it, 97, 98 mile an hour fastball upstairs, and take that out into the corner for a double. And then Moran, cool and calm.
Yeah, he just hit a 2-run homer. You'd never know it.
No, it's like he just struck out with the bases loaded.
Now a chance for Felipe to get his 7th save and give Richard Rodriguez his first major league win. Work to be done here as Adam Engel leads off. Engel 0 for 3. Popped up, back and out of play. Elias Diaz didn't see it.
Hasn't been real good on those pop-ups.
No. First time since September of 2013 that Nate Jones gave up as many as 4 runs in any outing. Pirates have shocked the Sox. A 2-1 count now on Adam Engel. He pops this up. Mercer out. Rodriguez calling for it. 1 out. In the bottom of the ninth.
When Sean kind of put his arm out a little bit to like call everybody off, for a moment I panicked. I thought he was saying,
he lost it.
I thought he was saying I don't see it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no.
Can't have that.
Nope. Sean's got a pretty good sun field right now too, out and left.
There's Trace Thompson, his first at bat. He wanted to play left field in the top of the ninth and takes a ball. Thompson started in center field last night, was 0 for 4. 27-year-old veteran has pulled foul. His brother and the Golden State Warriors move on to the conference finals. Beat New Orleans 4-1. Klay Thompson. Now his brother Trace trying to get a White Sox rally started. That wind kicking up. Look at all the dust blowing across the mound as that pitch was delivered.
That was a view right out of an old game at Candlestick.
Yeah.
Pitcher thrown out of it. Dust, papers, cups blowing around all over.
Still 2-2 on Thompson. Picked up April the 21st. Acquired from Oakland. 2 outs to get. It would be the biggest comeback in the 9th inning this season. Again, it would be a thrill for Richard Rodriguez, who toiled for several years in the Astros and Orioles minor leagues and appeared in 5 games for Baltimore last year with little success. Thompson hangs in there.
Get these last 2 outs definitely put a nice, a better feel to this road trip that started off extremely tough way. Be able to win 4 of the last 5.
And lifted towards center. Marte coming in. 2 outs. 2 down in the bottom of the 9th inning. Richard Rodriguez, the 28-year-old from Santiago in the Dominican Republic. 218 minor league games.
He's another one of those Pirate players that stoic.
Yes.
I don't know if I've ever seen him smile.
No.
Look at him.
Yep. He's 1 out away from his first big league win. You'd never know that. And he did give up a run, so he's disappointed in that. But that's kind of a theme of this team also. They pick each other up. Bouncing ball left side. Mercer has it to first. Raise the Jolly Roger. What a win. What a win for this Buccos team. The Battling Bucks of 2018 rally for 4 in the 9th. Colin Moran's home run, the game winner. Tremendous victory for this Bucco club as they head home for a long homestand. Friday night it begins, and Richard Rodriguez has his first Major League W.
Hey, Greg, I don't know if there's been probably a win this year where the guys are going to really feel better about it than today's. To pull this one out right at the end like this, it's just odd. These are the kind of games you start winning.
That's when
and you start going, well, you
wait
know
a second.
what?
It was like the 3-run rally in the bottom of the 9th inning in that last homestand against the Cardinals. They won it 6-5 and 11. They tied it with a 3 spot in the 9th. That's what you're talking about. Magical things happen
when you have those special kind of years. And I'm not getting ahead of ourselves. It's still very early.
Yeah,
but
it's only game 37. We're already 2 weeks into May.
These are the kind of games that you look